Good afternoon, folks. Welcome to some Bluegrass Cup Series racing. That 31 of Brandon Holder about to set his first lap here of qualifying 2.214.052. So let's see. That's going to put Holder fifth position right now. Currently, fastest lap is Zach Nichols 2:11.95. But thank you, fans, for joining us here tonight for the URA 134. Here at, 136 at the Circuit Americas. Here as we're going to cap off our beautiful week here that we started with the trucks here Monday, Infinity last night, and then tonight we're going to get some rowdy Cup cars out there. We're going to have a lot of talented drivers take to this track, and Chris, I think all that excitement that's been building up all week, it's all going to come to fruition here tonight. We're going to see some really fast guys tonight, and we're going to see some really quick lap times for these Bluegrass race car drivers. It's going to be fun to see. And yeah, I cannot wait to get this race started.
Yeah, it's one of those things that we've been seeing all week, Josh, is, a lot of drivers that we normally don't talk about up here in the front. As you know, we still have not had a repeat winner this whole season. So, it's going to be one of those things that's going to be interesting to see how these Bluegrass boys get it done here. He's riding on board here with that 54, Matt Kemp. And that No Chance Motorsports number 54, excuse me, as he is pulling around the turn right now. It looks like he is setting his second lap right now. Yes, he's currently in that fourth position, so that 54 out here getting ready to set that second lap. As it looks like we've had a couple of people already qualify. I do know that John Kinder will not be qualifying tonight. He did get put on probation for causing that wreck last week at Richmond that Josh so happened to call. So yeah, John Kinder having to not qualify. Did not get the rest of the list, having to set up a couple of things here tonight. But we are here now, so we are getting ready as it looks like that Kemp machine going to go ahead and set that position. Going to sit in that fourth spot, but looks like Wyatt Brackett out on the track. Frankie Barrasso just set his first lap of the session up to fourth place. So he's going to go ahead and jump Matt Kemp, who just set that fourth place position. So that 12 machine of Frankie Barrasso going to pull it around turn one right now.
Yeah, that 12 of Frankie Barroso going to get him into the S's here on qualifying lap number 2, as he's currently got himself sitting fourth, 2:13.23, as the lap time to beat right now is a 2:11.95 by that 44 machine of Zach Nichols. Be interested to see if any of these drivers got anything left in them here on this second lap. We know it's not like a short track. It's not like one of those 1.5 mile ovals. You got a really long way around this track at COTA here in Austin, Texas. 3.43 miles. It says 16 turns in iRacing for this, but it's usually called a 20 turn track, as you will see that 12 machine getting ready to get it into 11. So a lot of turns here. It's going to be hard for these drivers to make up on that second lap a better time. That is, we'll see as Frankie Barroso gets it down the back straightaway and get it into the turn that is the number on his car, 12. As you see David Farmer right now, that 84 machine has set a 2:16.37, but he is on a lap that does not count towards his qualifying. He has already set his 2 qualifying laps here for the night. So we'll go back on board here with Frankie Barroso. As you see how tight you have to throw it in at that apex, get the car really wound back up. You'll see him usually stay in a lower gear, maybe not go up to that high gear early through the corners. You don't want to get those rear tires spun up over revved the engine, get them really wound up in the rear end. You can lose a lot of grip, heat those tires up, and get a lot of life sucked out of them as you see them get it woed down back through this 16, 17, and 18 section that has caught so many drivers out, surprisingly, through this week. As I think it's this hard braking into the right-hander, getting it set up down the hill, and into 19 is where we've seen the most trouble this week. A lot of drivers getting around here at 19 all week. Frankie Barroso looks like he's going to roll it good as getting it up for turn 20. We'll see if this 12 machine, as we've rode on board with him, about 4 seconds left to qualify. I don't think he's going to get that second time set. He's not. So yeah, we were talking so heavily on that lap, focusing it off for it to come down missing by like 3 laps or 3 seconds, excuse me. As we're gonna go ahead and get through your qualifying grid here for tonight, that 44 machine, Zach Nichols, he is gonna be lining himself up on the pole position here. Fastest lap of the night, added to 11. So good job by that 44 machine as he's going to set himself on the pole. Then it's going to be that 70 machine, Aaron Smith, the second. We've talked about that unsponsored machine before this season. Now looks like we're going to be talking about him again. That number 70 going to be setting himself in that P2 spot here tonight. Get ourselves back here just a little bit more as we get to that third position, second row here. Matthew T. Lee, that 04 machine, going to be sitting in third with Frankie Barroso in that fourth position in that 12 machine. Then it's going to be that 54, Matt Kemp. He's going to be lining up P5 Daytona winner from the opening race of the season. Jonathan Swartz, last season's road course ace. He is going to be lining up P6. P7 going to go to that 31 of Brandon Holder. As Gabriel Ellison, he is going to be lining up P8. He is very good driver in that Chevy Camaro. Expected to see, these guys move up to the field. As Wyatt Brackett going to be lining up P9. Mikey Neal Jr., he is going to be rounding out your top 10 with Ryan Campbell in that Toyota. He is going to be P11. Jenna Katashi, he is going to be lining up in that P12 spot. David Farmer, he is going to be lining up 13th with Adam Lancaster taking that 14th position. Dustin Slider, that number 11 Ford Mustang, he's going to be lining up P15. Doug Newbigging in that 7 machine, going to be lining up P16. Our Canadian friend Nicholas Noggle, that 08 Toyota Camry, going to be lining up P17 with David Sheets in that 16th spot. Then it's going to be Ed Shearer in that 18th spot with Scott Fritz 19th. Matt Grenier 20th. John Kinder in that 21st spot. Then it's going to go 22nd to Mo Abbott. Brian Terry in 23rd with what looks like Jonathan Swartz, CJ Mason, and Mario Miranda all missing maybe the grid, or is that just...
I want to say that 99 of Mario Miranda, he actually was saying in the Discord chat that he was having a lot of storms and he was under a tornado warning. So maybe that 99 will be here, but if he's not, we will definitely see him next week. Because just want him to be safe there.
Yeah, it's all about that, man. Hope you're doing good, Mario. Hope everything goes well for you, man, and stay safe out in those storms, buddy. As we're going to be going to green here in just a moment. Got the cars rolling through it. You're going to see they will pass the start-finish line for what would be the F1 start-finish line, but these guys will come up, take the green flag right before they get to the top of the hill, so that's where you'll see them get ready to go here in just a moment. As the iRacing pace car going to take that left turn. As that Ford Mustang is Zach Nichols. Going to bring this field here to the green in just a moment. As the flagman got it ready. Just not ready to throw it yet. As they're going to hit the first stripe. Get ready to get them up to the green starting zone here. And there we go. We are off. Green flag is out. As the 44 of Zach Nichols, the 70 of Aaron Smith, gonna get a good run at it. Too wide up here into turn 1. Will we have some action? As it looks like that 04 of Matthew T. Lee gonna get to the inside here. The 54 of Matt Kemp as well. 51. The 31 of Brandon Holder. He's gonna roll himself back just a little bit as already too wide here into turn 2, turn 3. We know this can get dangerous here through the S's as we're gonna go here to this static camera. Look at all those cars just filing through the S's, centipede style. That looks really good. Bumper to bumper. As you see a little bit of too wide action towards the back of the pack. Pig on the curb. I want to say that was the one of Scott Fritz. As we're already seeing some drivers get aggressive here. That Mountain Dew 44 code red. That Mark Esports 04 and Matthew T. Lee. Already battling a little bit out right here. As they're going to get it up through turn 10. down through turn 10 now, excuse me, as they're going to get it to turn 11. And Chris, for the first time tonight, we're going to see some drag racing down the back straightaway, as we're going to see some drivers extending those braking zones. Big lockup for Matthew T. Lee.
Yeah, you see the 04 Matthew T. Lee getting really locked up there, but he's going to get around that 44 Zach Nichols. So you're going to see a pass here for the lead at lap 1. But hey, that's not going to last too long. Whoa, you see a bunch of cars getting it slowed down there. You see the 3 of Mo Abbott getting her woed down back there. Looks like everybody's getting it through that turn 11. But right now, Matthew T. Lee jumped out to that lead. Let's see, going into turn 12, we do know that is one of the places you have to get really on the brakes there. So 04 getting her slowed up there. So he's assuming the lead right now. Let's see how long he can hold on to it.
And you said it right, Chris. Holding on to the lead is one thing here at COTA that is very hard to do. That 04, though, Matthew T. Lee, commanding pass right there. Good charge into turn 11. A little bit of lockup. The 44 had to get out of it. Some drivers would have put the bumper there, but Zach Nichols knows the long run. Very experienced driver in that 44 machine, and it looks like that 04 looking very experienced here on the road courses, as he is going to will his way through turn 19. Under the sign, Circuit of Americas, you see it up there. Beautiful Austin, Texas, into turn 20. And your leader at the end of lap number 1 will be that 04 of Matthew T. Lee with Zach Nichols in tow, Aaron Smith third. And at the end of lap 1, it's going to be Matt Kemp in 4th, Brandon Holder in 5th, Frankie Barroso 6th, Mikey Neal Jr. in 7th, Gabriel Ellison 8th, Wyatt Brackett 9th, and Jaden Kratashi in 10th as they get it up into that turn 1, down the hill into turn 2. As you're seeing some drivers, Frankie Barroso, that 25 of Mikey Neal Jr. looks like they're a little bit out of sorts, as they're going to get it back together. That 77 of Gabriel Ellison follows those 3 cars in tow as we get into the S's here. That Mark II Aerospace, number 12 of Frankie Barroso, looking for that good run here tonight at the Austin, Texas of COTA, as you see that 88 of Adam Lancaster kind of trailing a little bit towards the back of the pack right now. Currently sitting 13, I say towards the back of the pack. It just looks like you're really far back through the S's. But yeah, sitting 13th. We got the 11th right there. You see that is Dustin Slider behind him in that B&K Paints Ford Mustang, and it looks like he's already got a little bit of damage. And man, it couldn't be from Fender Bender Kinder, could it, Chris?
One of those things that we were talking about before the race last week, Josh, was that 5 of John Kinder. He's moved himself up 8 positions right now, so having a little bit of better luck than that last week race. Having to start from the back, you know, he caused that little bit of an accident there at Richmond in the beginning, so he had to start from the back. But hey, he's already moved himself up 8 positions, doing a good job, that 5 machine is. We're going to go back up here with that 44 of Zach Nichols. Looks like he's falling off to that 04 just a little bit from that 04 machine. But hey, it looks like that 44 still on the train, catching back up. Aaron Smith in that unsponsored number 70, and doing a good job holding on to that 3rd spot. Moved himself down a position from his starting spot, but hey, you know, it's one of those things where you're battling for that position. You're going to fall back. It looks like Mo Abbott has slowed up just a little bit. Looks like maybe just one of those stopping on the track. Whoa, you see him getting off really wide there. Looks like he's got it back under control. He's got that one of Scott Fritz behind him. Whoa, big lock up there from that 3. Really shaking it up there.
Whoa, 06 big drive in as well. As it looks like Matthew T. Lee is still going to be out in the lead, as you see Zach Nichols up at the top of your screen, as he's still chasing him into this turn 1. That 44 Ford Mustang starting to slowly reel him in, as Zach Nichols, one of those drivers, is going to be on the recovery mission here soon. It's almost like you're a Formula 1 race here. You start out, you think you got it in the lead, you get the bad launch, you get passed on lap 1, and then it's like, man, I got to fight in this dirty air now. This kind of stinks. So it's fun to see these Grand Prix style racing in these big body stock cars. It's awesome to see a beautiful, beautiful track here like COTA in Austin, Texas, just so well, and such a good groove in these stock cars. Almost reminds me somewhat of like a Mid-Ohio-esque kind of like groove, but no track similarities at all, but just kind of that same groove. But you know, it's fun. It's a good track, and I really enjoy it. As you see that 04 get in with the 44 behind him, he's still gonna get down the straightaway, as that 44 is gonna be in tow. And you see that 70 of Aaron Smith, he's just kind of hanging out here, man. He's kind of in that position where he's thinking, hey, if these boys get up here and start tangling, I can make up a spot. Heck, I could even go out here and lead this thing and maybe even get them boys tangled up a little bit more behind me. I could go out here and set myself up in a really good spot for the rest of this race. So that 70 of Aaron Smith the second might be sitting in seventh, or in third, excuse me. Well, lead change, yeah, lead change right from under us. That 44 took it. That was a big crossover move, as it looks like the 04 is now going to come back. Good driving from the 44. I saw it right under me as I was focusing on that 70s driving through the corners as he was starting to make a little bit of time. But I guess, hey, it looks like he was catching up, Chris, because you saw that pass for the lead, as everybody else on the screen hopefully did too. That was a good pass from that 44 as he got under the 04 there and really just put a good crossover to him, as it looks like we got a car off the track there. Not sure who that was. Looks like the 55 of CJ Mason.
55 of CJ Mason just pulling off the track, letting everybody go by.
Big shout out to CJ Mason. If you ever are hanging out on the Bluegrass Facebook after the page or after the race, just notice those posts, you know, on the page. So well typed out, good descriptions, you know, very well put together. I love reading those. They're one of my things that I enjoy doing at work now. I notice that he usually uploads them around the time that I'm getting to work, starting to wake up, sit at my toolbox for a minute, and I got to read that CJ Mason article about last night's winner, and I got to say, it's one of those things that now I look forward to every morning. I love what CJ does, and man, he's been a big supporter of the Bluegrass series since we've seen him in it, and it looks like John Kinder might have already came down pit road here early.
As the stage break isn't till lap 10, so oh, Edwards here looks like he's having a little bit of trouble there going through the S's. Yeah, you see that 94 machine on the inside. Looks like he might have overcooked it there just a little bit and got it around. We'll go back and we'll see what happened with that 94 machine. So it looks like, whoa, hit the banana curbs there. You're gonna see him go around.
Holy smokes, man. That could have been bad for that 94. That was a tough 2-wide ride through there, man. That was fun. They were really tandeming through those bananas. We'll watch it here. They see the 11 and does his slider, man. Look at that. Oh, man. That is insane. That looked like it was a fun ride right there, Chris. And yeah, that's one of those moments in the 94 spin, probably thinking, okay, let's just settle down and recuperate, man. That was scary. As you see that, though, the 04 starting to apply that pressure. He's like that ex-girlfriend that won't leave you alone, still creeps on your Facebook. He's just got to hang out. He's saying, hey, you took that lead. I want it back, though, so can I have it? So he's just going to sit here and hang out. That 70 of Aaron Smith, though, doing an excellent job still. You know, we saw, or not even we saw, but you just sometimes see on these road course races, not any driver here in particular, but just talking road course racing in general, somebody usually does have a very, very quick lap, can set very solid lap time in qualifying, and then when they get into race pace, usually it seems to fall off. Aaron Smith is one of those drivers that we've been looking at all week that's had pretty solid runs, and, you know, it was just saw where he qualified thinking, hey, let's see how this 70 does tonight, and man, came out and he has shocked me so far here and done an excellent job. I'm very impressed by that 70, and I gotta say, the unsponsored machine of Aaron Smith II might be the new driver for a lot of those Bluegrass faithful, because he's one of those guys that looks like he could just get down and will anything. Let's be real. He's doing a good job out there, unsponsored. And like I say every week, if you boys want to throw a name on a race car, you got to hit up Aaron Smith. I'm sure he can make it work for you. Need to get this man a sponsor, Chris.
Yes, right now you see they're pretty much close together. You got those two teammates of Matthew Lee and Aaron Smith, both Lucky Duck Motorsports drivers. So up there working together. They got that 44 Zach Nichols in front of them. So it's one of those things where, like you were saying, Josh, everybody just kind of cruising right now, not really doing much of anything, not wanting to use up that equipment right now. So it all comes down to, you know, when is everybody going to come down pit lane? When's everybody going to decide? Because, you know, the stage break is at lap 10. So it's one of those things where they gotta time that to it, because it will close and they'll have to come in with the stage break. So it's going to be interesting to see when these drivers decide to come down and try to undercut that stage break.
Yeah, and one thing I'm interested to see now is how much Zach Nichols can stretch that lead that he has in front of Matthew T. Lee. You know, we saw he obviously had a very quick lap time in qualifying at 2:11. And now I'm excited to see, since he's got that lead, a little bit of clean air, about 6/10, 8/10 now of a gap. We'll see if he's going to be able to stretch that gap, get about a second, 2 seconds here in the next couple laps, because we know that clean air here is so crucial. You don't want to get in any type of dirty, turbulent air, especially at a track like Coda, man. It can really throw that race car off and make it do some things you do not want it to do. These boys are handling it. They seem like they got the big boy handles on it today, as all the guys out here tonight in the Cup Series is really putting this racetrack in a headlock almost, and saying, hey, we're the drivers here. We're gonna have some fun tonight, and they're doing an excellent job. Got to say, good driving from all of our drivers tonight. As I say that, unfortunately, it looks like that 08 of Nicholas Noggle might have just put it into something. Oh no, it looks like he already had some previous damage, maybe from some rear end contact. Might have just got around here, so yeah, it looks like he just cooked it in there a little too hot. But he's gonna keep it rolling, and it looks like this might just be a learning experience for that 08, and that's sometimes what you need, just to be able to drive and learn.
Yeah, as I was muted that whole time, just want to say that Brian Terry sporting that Marines skin there. As we're gonna ride on board with him just for a second. It's the 246th birthday for the Marine Corps, so we named the race the URA 146, 136. So that 13 machine of Brian Terry looking really sharp out there in that 13 machine. But just want to give a big shout out to him. As Veterans Day is tomorrow, just figured we'd go ahead and just give you a little look at how beautiful that car is. Woo. Back on board here with that lead pack, that 04 Matthew Lee sitting in that second spot. Yeah, look at that. The 70 is starting to pull up. Aaron Smith's starting to pull up to that back bumper.
As Zach Nichols starting to slowly pull away, now almost 2 seconds out, Chris. What did I say? That 44 in clean air here could be dangerous. I said give him a couple laps. He could be 2+ seconds up. At 44 Code Red Mountain Dew of Zach Nichols. It looks like he is doing exactly what I thought he would. He is getting that car going, as that 404 is now under pressure. And, you know, it could be one of those things. It is the first run of the race. You're going to see a lot of drivers, especially up here in the lead pack, and just how they drive after this stage. Because you've got so many different guys that are going to run so many different ways up here. Some drivers are going to think, okay, maybe got to push a little bit harder. You're definitely going to see a lot of guys think, okay, I got to be a lot less hard on my on my rear tires, because you will see a lot of drivers overcook those rear tires. So it looks like the 11 of Dustin Slider is down pit lane, but yeah, you're gonna see a lot of guys adjust driving styles, start to conserve tires more. And as we say that, Zach Nichols almost 2 seconds out in front of that Matthew T. Lee machine now.
Yeah, Josh, gonna go ahead and go to the Facebook and the YouTube chat, having a couple of people in the chat here. I see Dustin Slider sending those 200 stars before the race. Appreciate that, man. Dylan Butler saying good luck to the teammates Scott, Mo, and Frankie. I'll be watching. Good to have you here, Dylan. See Jeannie Johnson saying good luck, Tyler Johnson. Good to have you here, Jeannie. Joey Doucette saying let's go, Brandon. LOL. Oh my goodness. Ronnie Shirk saying let's go, Kinder FJB. And then good to have you here, Ronnie. And you see Akamai Proctor saying, what's up, Chris and Josh? I'm watching the race in my car before the shift tonight. Let's go, Cup guys. Have some fun. Hey, good to have you here, Akamai. It's good to see you chilling with us here on this Wednesday night, as Zach Nichols pulling out to a little bit of a lead here. Like you said, Josh, 2 seconds on that Matthew Lee. But also going to go to the YouTube chat. Forgot about you guys. Stephen Nichols saying, let's go, you frickers, and No Chance Motorsports. Good to have you here, Stephen. Rylan Gear saying, woo, NASCAR. Good to have you here, Rylan. Let's go, Frankie Barroso, Matt Smith. Good to have you here. And then Jason Welch, where is Hub? I have no idea. I actually have not seen Huffy on it all.
Forza Horizon 5.
There you go. Forza Horizon 5.
I don't know if I don't think he's on that right now. I don't see him actually on in the Discord. So last night though, man, that's all Huffy's been playing. I was actually giving him some mess about it, saying you can't be playing while I can't be playing. That ain't fair. So I know Huffy's been playing some Horizon 5, so he ain't been racing he's been racing race cars, but they're like Porsches. It's not like he ain't racing the stock cars. And hopefully Huffy's back, man. Missing him. Last season's Cup champion. He might be pulling a Nico Rosberg, win the championship and just kind of like, all right, I'll just take a break. As man, I love these Mountain Dew schemes we got through the field here as you ride on board. Woo! Woo! Jaden Kratashi big offline as we put the focus on him. I saw the wiggle in the steering wheel, knew something was not handling right in that race car. He hit that line, something wrong as he got up on that curb. You saw the big old lift as he hit it like he was trying to do one of those two-wheel like Saudi dudes do. I don't even know what they call that. But as you get up here back to the lead pack, you see that 44 of Zach Nichols now being reeled back in by Matthew T. Lee, Chris. So either two things are happening here. Either Matthew T. Lee was just kind of conservative and hanging on while Zach was starting to pull out a little bit, or Zach is maybe doing vice versa. He's conserving, and now Matthew's pushing. You know, it's just one of those things that you really can't tell from up here in the booth. You got to just you can tell when the tires obviously are starting to wear out on a race car, but it's kind of hard to tell what the driver's doing until you really get in that mindset or just get the perfect interview time to be able to say, hey, what are you doing in the race car? But not a lot of these guys are going to really want to be talking while they're driving. But other than that, it's just wild to think these boys are out there digging 24/7, and man, they are just going. I can sit here and watch these Bluegrass boys for a good minute. I'm telling you, Zach Nichols doing a good job though. 1 7/10 back out now, so it's like really in that part now where, like I was saying a second ago, you don't know if they're conserving, you don't know if they're saving, so we'll see how they're going to be going here as we get through. As it looks like that 95, it was last season's road course ace of Jonathan Swartz. He was rolling really good at Sonoma, and last season I remember he had like almost a minute lead on the field. Right now it looks like he's just a little bit slidey on the track. Might be one of those drivers that just ate up the equipment in this first run. I'm sure that 95 is going to be bouncing back here in this second stage. But yeah, it did start from the pits. That is correct.
Yeah, so he's moved himself up a pretty good position right now. I want to say he was a lap down. Now he's come back all the way up here. So that Jonathan Swartz machine doing a good job moving his way up into that 12th spot after having to start from the pits. But right now we're going through the field just so that way you can see what is going on. You got Frankie Barroso currently sitting in that second spot, falling back a couple of positions. But that 12 machine still in the top 10, still looking for it. As you got Matt Kemp up in that fourth spot, that 54 machine trying to catch back up here with that Aaron Smith machine, down to about a 4.5 second gap between him and that third place position. So Matt Kemp gonna have to make up a little bit of time here to catch up with everybody. You got Mikey Nell Jr. currently sitting in that 7th spot. You see he's got that 12 machine of Frankie Barroso in front of him. Michael Neal Jr. up 3 positions. So that 25 machine moving his way up through the field. Wyatt Brackett, who is in 8th place, up 1 position. So he's got himself up 1 position. Ryan Campbell up 2 positions. Currently sitting in 9th. And then Gabriel Ellison rounding out your top 10. Looks like Jonathan Swartz back there blinking just a little bit. And behind him, you got David Farmer in that 11th spot. You also got, as we said, Jonathan Swartz moved himself up into that 12th spot. Jaden Kratachi going to be in that 13th spot. Edward Shear going to be coming down into turn 12 here in that 14th spot. Matt Grenier right behind him in that 15 machine in 15th spot. Then John Kinder, who started from the back and has moved himself up 7 positions. Winner already come down pit lane at lap 3. Moved himself up into that 16th spot. Dustin Slider is going to be behind him in that 11th machine in 17th. Doug Newbigging in 18th. Adam Lancaster 19th. And Nicholas Noggle, our Canadian friend, rounding out your top 20.
Yeah, so now we're going to see if any drivers... Oh, actually, as I said that, I just realized pit lanes were just closed. I did have race control muted for just a moment while Chris was talking, but yeah, did see the Jason talk. So yeah, pits are closed. We'll be getting to our stage here in just a moment, so no more undercutting the stage like I was about to say we might see, as we do have about 2 laps till we get to the stage.
Yeah, it's Matthew Lee trying to hold on to that second position. He's got that 70 of Aaron Smith, his teammate, breathing down his back now, down to about a, well, I say that it was down to about a 7/10 gap. Now he's got it down to about a 1.5 seconds. But you're going to see that 70 machine rolling it out of turn 12. Going down into, excuse me, turn 11. Now they're going down the front straightaway into turn 12. So you're going to see him getting really slowed down right on board here with that 70. See how he handles this turn 12. Whoa, down there. Whoa, getting a little locked up there. Getting a little squiggly. Probably got into that first gear. Getting it a little checked up. 17 going to be rolling through. You see Zach Nichols getting around that 13 of Brian Terry. 44 going to move himself around. 13, see the 13 moving himself to the outside of that 04. Going to go ahead and let him around. And you're going to see Aaron Smith get around him as well. So right now that 13 machine in between the 70 and the 04. So we got a lap car in between that first and second place. But you're going to see that 13 of Brian Terry just move out of the way. You're going to see the 70 get around him there. Brian Terry, he is the gentleman's racer out on the track, always getting out of everybody's way, just out there having a blast. Good to see that. See, the yellow flag is out, so the stage break is over. Zach Nichols going to take your stage win.
We'll see if the pace car does pick up the field, and yes, it does. No, last night it I remember last night or on the truck race, it didn't pick them up. And that really stunk. They had to go around the whole track and just to wait for the pace car to pick them back up. But it looks like we are going to get picked back up here. Zach Nichols is going to grab the stage win. And we will get that 44 here in just a moment. Just want to make sure he is available for the stage interview. And we'll have him up here in just a moment.
Yes, we're seeing a good battle here between that 44 and that 04 Matthew Lee. Matthew Lee last week was up in the front of the pack, but had a little bit of an incident there later on in the race. So that 04 machine falling back in that last race. But hey, we're up here right now. It looks like we've got that. Looks like we got that 44 in the booth.
And we are about to have him up here in just a second, and we will get that. Zach Nichols, Chris, and Josh up here in the Bluegrass booth, buddy. Do you have a copy?
Yep.
Hey, man, you just picked up that stage 1 victory here, and lap number 11, you're following that pace car through a section of the track where earlier we saw that 04 of Matthew Lee get past you. So take us through that run. We saw a little bit that he could have gotten past you. Maybe you could have gotten into it, maybe just let out. But, you know, hey, you got back past him, and, you know, hey, just take us through that first stage, man, and what do you think you got left for us in the rest of this stage? We know it's, or the rest of this race, excuse me. We know it's one of those tracks that can really eat up the tires here. And how is it going managing right now in that 44 Ford Mustang out there?
Yeah, this track definitely eats tires. That's why I kind of like laid back those first couple laps just to kind of save fuel because I didn't know if we could make it to the end of the stage. I'm feeling I also was saving a little bit of rear tires so I could get off the corners a lot better. But yeah, I mean, we're looking good right now, I guess. So hopefully we can continue.
Oh, yeah, man, you are looking good like you have been these last couple weeks. It looks like that 44 momentum rolling in here tonight, picking up that stage victory. And, hey, we're looking for you in the rest of this race here, Zach, and good luck, man, in the rest of the race. And, hey, we're looking for you at this restart, and hopefully we'll see some good action from you and the Bluegrass guys out there on the track. But we'll let you get back to your team here. And, once again, congratulations on the stage victory, and good luck in the rest of the race.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, man. as that was that 44 machine of Zach Nichols. Always good to have him up here in the booth. Starting to become very familiar with this Bluegrass booth that 44 is, as he is one of those drivers. It seems like he is just consistent, and he is going to be one of those guys that if you want to win in the Cup Series, you're going to have to compete with him week in and week out for that victory. So it's good to see that we've got those series regulars now that we can look forward to every week, because these guys that some of these OG guys are still up there battling, putting it to them, and that's what I like to see as well. So it's going to be a mix here. As it's the start of the season, a lot of new drivers still, 4 weeks only into this season. Anything can happen through the rest of the season, but right now it's good to see that we've got some early success from drivers, and I guarantee you, give it about to race 10, we're going to have a whole different top 10 segment. There's going to be so many drivers that I feel like are going to be mixing it up here once they get just the feet a little bit more wet, a little bit more comfortable here behind the wheel around these drivers, because it takes a little bit of time. It's almost like settling into a new area once you move in. You just got to get comfortable to it before everything really feels natural to you. So we'll see these drivers get settled in, and I'm sure we're going to have a great rest of the season upon us. As you're going to see that 44 of Zach Nichols get it woed up, ready to go into that pit road here in Austin, Texas. He's about to get a Texas-sized pit stop. We'll see who's going to get out of here first, as we've got a lot of drivers eager to try to get the best pit stop they can. We've seen some drivers, though, these past couple weeks miss their pit stalls, make some mistakes on pit road. This is one of those moments right now where you cannot make any mistake. You thought hitting your marks on the track was important. You need to hit your marks right now so you can get out of pit road in front of the driver behind you.
Yeah, you see the right side going up, left side going up for that 44 machine. See who gets out first here. It looks like he's going to get out first, and the 04. And then the...
Did Matt Kemp get out in front of him?
Yeah, the 54. Looks like the 54, Matt Kemp, going to get out in front of the 70. Yeah, the 70 of Aaron Smith looks like he's going to beat him out into the fourth. We've got Dustin Slider up in that first spot.
Is the 11 gonna? Did he pit earlier? I want to say
yes,
correct.
He pit lap 6.
He did split the stage. You know, we saw this in the Xfinity race last night, Chris, with Le Bourgeois staying out on the old tires. Let's see if this comes back to bite him in the rear end like it did Le Bourgeois. We know he lost positions very heavily after that restart on those older tires. Now I'm excited though, because I love the gamble by these drivers. It takes a brave man to take a gamble like that, and any man like that can take a gamble I can respect. So we'll see if Dustin Slider can make those old tires work here. As we are going to go to a side-by-side here for just a moment while we are under caution. You won't miss a thing on the screen as we get a word from our sponsors here. And yeah, we will be right back here in the Bluegrass booth.
right, and we welcome you back there from that side by side. I just want to give a big shout out to L&S Customs for coming on as the sponsor here to this season, as they've really helped us out going into everything. Give a big shout out to ButtKicker, as they, as you saw in that commercial, ButtKicker Gamer 2. You want to go check them out. Also get a 20% discount for using Bluegrass iRacing. So want to go check that out. Also a big shout out to John Kinder Performance and Rims 1. It looks like everybody's getting settled out here. See that 11 of Dustin Slider getting set up on that inside lane. You're going to have that 44 Zach Nichols on those pressure tires on that outside lane. So that 44 is going to have a better chance on that outside lane. As we saw last night, you know, like you were saying, Josh, with that Le Bourgeois car, you know, he had got checked up going out. It looks, I want to say he started in second gear from what I heard. And had a big checkup there. Not really sure, you know, like we said, didn't know the full extent of everything. Race control handled it after the race, but it was one of those things where during the race it was kind of coming through turns 3, 4, and 5. We're going into turn 6. We're going to be going green this next time around. Josh, what are you looking for on this this second startup? As we're going to, we'll have the lap 23 will be the next stage break. So that's going to be the next time that these drivers are going to be able to come down pit lane.
I'm sure we'll see some drivers take some green flag stops, but right now, all I'm worried about is that 11 of Dustin Slider and that 44 is Zach Nichols. I mean, that's going to be an old tire restart on that inside lane. I'm sure as soon as we hit the stripe, we'll see some 3 wide, 4 wide, maybe racing even as we get into turn 1. It's going to be interesting. I don't know what can happen, because anything can happen, really. You never know. You don't know. And it's really untold until we just see it happen. So I'm going to be excited to really see who is going to take that risk, who is going to maximize this opportunity, because there is a lot of track position to gain. If somebody can hit this restart perfect, you can make up 2, 3, 4 spots here. And if you're at that 04 Matthew Lee, that 54 Matt Kemp, even though that's your teammate in front of you, even that 70 of Aaron Smith, you can get up there to that lead by just making this restart play out in your hands right. We'll see some big moves, I'm sure, here as we're getting close and closer to that end of the race. I mean, only 13 laps in here at COTA. But, you know, like Chris said, we'll be coming to that next stage here in a handful of laps. And these drivers are going to want to maximize some position to set themselves up in a better position for this end run here coming at the end of stage 3.
All right, getting through turn 15 here. We're going to be coming to the green flag here in just 1 second, as we're going to be coming around into turns 16 now. All the cars going to get bunched up. We're going to get into that front straightaway, and ooh, it's going to be an interesting one. We saw last night Jason Collins diving it down really late into turn 1, so let's see if any of these drivers are going to do that same thing here tonight. Into turns 19 they go. You're going to see that pace car take that hard left-hand turn. The 11 of Dustin Slider going to be on that inside. Zach Nichols on that outside. Let's see
Oh, sorry. No, we'll have a long run up to this green flag dropping. So that 11, they just reiterated about what happened last night with the jump start we saw at the end of stage 1, or jump start, whatever you want to call it. And they made sure to reiterate that as you see the green flag in the flagman's hand, and there he goes. Big jump from the 11 and a good jump as he's going to get that 44 to his outside. And look at the 04, Matthew Lee. He's going to go to the outside as well. Big drive in, contact to the 44 as 04, big wad. And that's exactly what I thought would happen, Chris. And there it is. Here comes the 70 of Aaron Smith. What did I say? Into the lead at lap number 14. As, man, we have a big mix-up in the field. And that is exactly what I said would happen on this restart. And it happened. Old tires in the front never works for those guys in the second and third position. They get the tail end of the stick that you don't want. And that 70 of Aaron Smith has big trouble now because Zach Nichols has got that big target painted on his back. Not saying that he wants to go out there and do anything to the 70 or retaliate for nothing that the 70 did or was out of his control completely. But that 44 wants that position back, and he wants it back now bad. I can guarantee you after that little bit of contact in turn 1. Good recovery, though, by the 44 and Zach Nichols to still even be holding on to that second place position. As we'll watch that replay of the restart, look at the 04. He follows the 44 to the outside lane, and I think when he does that, he's still accelerating when the 44 is getting ready to apex the turn, and then big lockup. Yeah.
A little bit of contact there to that 44 from that 04 machine. You see everybody getting it really checked up there, but everybody going to get through clean. You're going to see that 70 pull out to the lead. Right now, Aaron Smith out in the lead, doing a good job pulling through the turns 15 and 16 section right now, going down into turn 16. He's starting to get a little bit of a distance between him and Zach Nichols. So already out to about a 3/4 second gap, but then behind him is Mikey Nell Jr., who seems to be falling off just a little bit. He's got back about 2 seconds now. Yeah, about a second and 9/10. So now 2 seconds now, so that 25 machine falling back just a little bit. But Zach Nichols looks like he's going down pit lane.
Early strategy here. He knows what he wants.
Yeah, we'll have to see if that 44 machine might have had a
Mikey letting him through 04. Brandon Holder now on the attack to the 25.
Yeah, Brandon Holder moving his way up into that 4th spot, up 3 positions. Mikey Nell up 7 positions right now in that 3rd spot. You see that distance between him and that Matthew Lee machine right now. Both teammates up in that 1st and 2nd spot. So right now that 04 machine just holding everybody up just a little bit, trying to let that 70 machine get off just a little bit in front of him. You see the 31. Looks like he was going to go on the inside there, but whoa, it looks like Holder's going to go on the outside. Whoa, you see the 25 hitting that curve.
Yeah, that could have been one of those. He hit the curve and that race car just go right to the right. All that momentum flying over. That 31 of Brandon Holder got lucky that they didn't just make contact. That was some good racing though right there to that section of the track. That's about as clean as you can honestly do it. Has the 10, the 77 now going to be racing down the back straightaway. This is for that 6th position Wyatt Brackett. That 77 of Gabriel Ellison and that Natalie's OJ, as he is going to be driving it down into turn 12 here. We'll see if Ellison tries to stretch for that fresh air. Doesn't look like he's going to stretch those legs too much here into 12, as it looks like that 54 Matt Kemp, who was up really good off that pit stop strategy, came out in front of Aaron Smith and co. actually, and after that contact between the 44 and his teammate, or excuse me, the 04 and his teammate of the 44, it looks like that 54 kind of got that weird little bit of the track where he was not able to progress with the contact in front of him, and he's falling back now to that 10th position. I'm sure we'll see that Mountain Dew Baja Blast machine, though, get his way back up to the field, as it looks like that 84 David Farmer sitting in 9th, up 5 spots, is that 84 Toyota. He's doing a decent little job right now, as you're going to see him peek to the inside of Matt Kemp, but not take it, as that 95 of Jonathan Swartz now trying to find his way through, rounding out. Or no, he's not rounding out. It says he's in 13th for me off, probably because he made up positions on iRacing. Josh. It's not updated yet, but no, sitting in 8th place is that 95 of Jonathan Swartz. who, yeah, Chris, I told you, he'll make his way back to the field out since he's sitting ninth. As rounding out your top 10 is Ed Shearer, as that 94 machine sitting up 9 spots. 19 was his starting position, as he's got Dustin Slider, who was the guy that started on that inside lane on those old tires. Behind him, John Kinder just moved his way past Dustin. Actually, you see on your screen right there, that 5 Kinder Performance machine rolling his way through the S's, as he's going to be on the attack to Ryan Campbell here in just a moment, I'm sure, if Kinder keeps that pace rolling. Good job from our drivers here tonight, as they have kept it very clean. Granted, I'm sure we've had some single car spins we've probably missed. Obviously, we've had some damage on some of these race cars. We don't know where they came from. Hard to keep up with all the passing and stuff that it does in SDK with some of these wrecks, and sometimes it really does not throw indicators for some of these wrecks. So sometimes we don't know what happened, but hey, overall, I gotta say, these drivers have been doing an excellent job. Haven't heard anything over the radio that says otherwise, and hey, I'm glad that we're doing a good job here as that 77 of Gabriel Ellison peeking to the inside of that Tarleton Chevy Camaro. As you see that 10 machine gonna get on the brakes just a little bit earlier, as Gabriel gonna try to squeeze the juice right there. Past the 10, and oh, Matt Kemp stacked up with him. As it's the 2 drink companies trying to get at that 10 machine. He's just probably thinking, I gotta deal with orange juice, I gotta deal with Mountain Dew. Like, come on.
Yeah, as you see the battling going on here for that that 5th position. Wyatt Brackett leading the pack right now of these 4 or 5 drivers. Gabriel Ellison pulling in behind him, as you saw Matt Kemp and David Farmer battling it out behind him, and then you've got Jonathan Schwartz right behind David Farmer. So right now we've got a couple of drivers who are going to be battling for position before too long. Right now, Aaron Smith out to about a 4 8/10 second gap on his teammate of Matthew Lee. So Matthew Lee in co is doing a really good job holding on to that lead. Brandon Holder in that 31 machine, getting around that 25 of Mikey Neal Jr. up into that 3rd spot. Michael Dillon Jr. in that 4th spot. So I want to say Jason D. Welch said, get it, Mikey Jr. See him in the YouTube chat. And then also in the Facebook chat, I see Chris LaBourgeois saying, get you one, Kinder. Good luck. And Logan Russell saying, let's go, Wyatt. Good to have you guys on that Facebook chat. Because right now you see the gap between that 70 machine and that 04 machine. About a 5 3/10 second gap between him and that leader. Brandon Holder about a 1.5 back from that 3rd position. So Brandon Holder having to make up a little bit of ground here. Looks like he's falling off just a little bit to that 2nd place position. And then Mikey Neal Jr. falling back about 2 8/10 back from that 3rd place position. So once that 31 got around that 25, he decided he wanted to go ahead and stretch it out now to a 3-second gap. And then behind him, Wyatt Brackett currently sitting in that 5th spot. And behind him is that 77 of Gabriel Ellison, another one of those Lucky Duck Motorsport guys sitting up in that top 10. And you've got the 54 of Matt Kemp currently sitting in that 7th spot, with Jonathan Schwartz sitting at 8. David Farmer sitting behind him in that 9th spot. And Ed Shearer rounding it out your top 10.
Isn't it always... Oh, sorry.
You see Jonathan Schwartz blinking a little bit up there?
Yeah. I was going to say, isn't it always awkward to have a car with front end damage chasing you at a road course? Feels like, man, I know you've had a little bit of trouble, but please don't make me trouble number 2. As I saw Jonathan Schwartz had a little bit of or not Jonathan Schwartz, but David Farmer had some front end damage, and he was chasing down Jonathan Schwartz. And it's probably one of those moments you're thinking, man, please just don't hit me. As it looks like Farmer's still doing a good job amongst the damage. 4 spots gained still. Started in 13th. Or 12th, excuse me. And he's sitting in 8th. That Toyota Camry not looking much like a Toyota Camry anymore in the front. But hey, it's still showing that strength and that 84 machine. Decent little run he's got going here tonight. John Kinder up 11 spots. That guy that started from the back, he had the accident last week and had to force him not to qualify this week. But hey, he said qualify that ain't nothing for me. I'm going to go out here and still pick up a lot of track position. That means I just get to pass people, is what Kinder said. So, 11 spots, currently sitting in 12th. And John Kinder looking to pick up more. I'm pretty sure a top 10 would feel really good for that 5 machine here tonight.
Yeah, it looks like Aaron Smith now got that gap out to about a 5.5 second gap between him and his teammate of Matthew Lee. So he's trying to hold up that 31 of Brandon Holder, who's currently about a second back from that 04 machine. So the 31 looks like he's got a little bit of charge in him in this mid race, as we've only got I want to say
23 laps.
23 laps to go? Yeah, 23 laps to go. Matt Kemp moving his way up into the 7th spot. He's on the back bumper there of that 77 of Gabriel Ellison. Trying to peek on the inside here. Looks like he's going to follow him into turns 15. Here going into turn 16. Going to be following behind him. Yeah. John Bradley Pill saying school bus. Aaron Smith is killing it. Yes, John Bradley Pill, he is. The school bus is out here, like Josh said, taking everybody to school.
Oh, yeah, I call him the bus driver because he is taking them to school right now. Aaron Smith, the school bus himself. He is digging up the hill as he's got the fans on the hill. The fans in the grandstands everywhere cheering on that rotten banana as he rolls it down the hill. And that 70 machine about 5 6/10 out for Matthew T. Lee. And doing an excellent job ever since that contact that Zach Ellison had. It looked like it might have threw him off the strategy, maybe made him go to plan B, plan C, whatever plan they've got, as they've all got all these numbers and weird things for him nowadays. But, it looks like Zach Nichols maybe went to alternate strategy. And it might be, one of those races towards the end that you just don't know who's going to win. See some awkward pit strategy, and I've seen some crazy things happen on these road courses. And COTA is one of those things, strange things can happen.
Is Aaron Smith now out to a 7-second gap on that teammate of Matthew Lee. Now that 31 of Brandon Holder has now got it to about a half-second gap between him and that second place position. So Brandon Holder looks like he's about to start knocking on the door here of that 04 machine. Mikey Neal Jr. falling back to about a 5-second gap, 5 3/4 gap on him as you see him all the way back there. You see Brian Terry in between them. Going on the inside. Whoa, we're going into turn 12. It looks like the 31 was going to try to make a move on that 04, but could not get her woed up in time. The 04 going to pull away going into turns 13 and 14 right now. Looks like he's following through. Maybe good run from that 31. Doesn't look like he's going to be able to tuck it up to that 04 right away. You see right in front of them that the banana bus going through into turns 19. Now out to about a 7.5 second gap.
Those battling behind him, that Matthew Lee, Brandon Holder machine, they might not be super battling right now. Pits will close in 2 laps this time by. But, Matthew Lee and that 31 of Brandon Holder kind of working each other off each other's lines, getting a little bit squiggly back there. So that's going to allow Aaron Smith to just extend that gap just a little bit. And, he's loving all that battling. He still might be 8 seconds out, but he's going to say, hey, I can be more if y'all want me to. Just keep battling back there.
Yes, it looks like that 04 machine's starting to pull away from that 31. Looks like he's starting to set a little bit of difference between him and that other car. Is now out to about a 6/10 gap. Aaron Smith now out to a 8-second gap on that 31 machine. You see behind him Mikey Neal Jr. leading that train of Wyatt Brackett, Gabriel Ellison, Matt Kemp, and Jonathan Schwartz. All those drivers trying to catch back up with these couple of lead pack cars. You see that 70 machine getting ready into turns 11. Getting her woed up, doing a good job, diming in that corner, doing a really good job. That was definitely a good corner there. It looks like Brian Terry Getting her slowed down. Not getting wrecked. Not wrecking her. Just getting her slowed down as the 04 coming out of turns 11 down the front straightaway. Got that 31 of Brandon Holder all over that back bumper still. He is trying his best to hang on to that car.
Yeah, that Holder machine now starting to slowly apply the pressure here before the stage. This is where that 31 machine going to try to maybe maximize everything he can. Or he's just going to hold on for that track position going into the next stage. But it looks like he's still trying to apply the pressure. Big drive in there. That's coming around this section here through 15 into 16. It looks like still doesn't have that gap fully closed up enough to make the pass yet. I see that 04 just roll the right sides out. It looks like that 31 just got a little bit loose on exit. As he's going to slide the rear ends just a little bit. Shouldn't affect the performance too much. But it looks like that Glove Box Motorsports 31 of Brandon Holder going to be right there again in turn 19 as he's going to slide it out. Gather it back up right behind Matthew T. Lee still as they roll it into the front stretch. As he's going to hit that apex. He is going to be right up to that back bumper for just a moment as it looks like that 04 just got a better drive out. More grip and the rear tires maybe on forward exit.
Yeah,
but it's closed next time by the way, Chris.
Pits are closed next time by. You see the 31 still hanging on to that back bumper. Whoa, running it a little wide there from that 04. The 31 probably having to get her checked up just a little bit. You see the 70 going through turn 6 into turn 7 right now while the other cars are going through turns 4, 5, and 6. Now going through turn 6, that 31 still all over the back bumper of the 04. The 70 machine getting through turns 9, now going through turns 10. Like we were saying, this is one of those sections of the track where you have to really be on your game. You got a lot of going left, a lot of going right. So whoa, CJ Mason looks like he getting her slowed up there. Probably just letting everybody get past them. Mo Abbott, Doug Newbigging down pit lane.
Looks like they're going to undercut the stage. Mo Abbott going to be going for that track position. Stay out when the stage does pop. Pits will close this next time by as it looks like our leader 7 seconds up still on Matthew T. Lee, who is still doing a little bit of battle right now with that Brandon Holder machine. Holder, as it looks like he's going to drive it in as they will grab the white flag for the stage break this next time by, but Aaron Smith just comfortably out in the lead. Doesn't really have to drive that thing too hard. And he should be able to grab this stage victory if he just stays clean.
Yeah, Aaron Smith out to about a 8-second gap now between him and that 04. But Brandon Holder still trying to hold on to that third position, trying to get up there and battle it out with that 04. But it looks like the 04 is starting to really get a handle on that race car. Maybe the 31 pushing a little too hard, heating those rear tires up, and now he's having to fight the loop. Whoa, it looks like 31 trying to drive her in there really hard. Coming into turn 20, you see the 04 pulling her out into the straightaway. The 31 falling back just a little bit. Brandon Holder going to be able to, Brandon Holder falling off a lot there. Get a bad drive out there of turn 20 down the front straightaway. But the 04 pulling into turn 1. Let's see if he gets a better drive out than that 04 or that 31.
Yeah, the 31, this is going to be his last attempt at this second place. He's got 20, 19, 18 turns now to get it done. So we'll see if he's going to try to make this pass or if he's just going to hang on, take this track position, rolling into the final stage of the race, and then try to maximize off of it. Right now, it looks like he's just kind of hanging on to the coattails. That 04 Matthew T. Lee starting to just slowly extend that lead, get those legs stretched a little bit in that second spot. And you know those that 04 machine probably just looking straight forward to this third stage. He knows he's going to get racked back up here. If he has a comfortable pit stop, he's going to be on the outside lane. These boys just have to keep it clean. One more lap to get one more good track position, reset themselves up for the restart. They can really set themselves up for the rest of this race. To go to Wyatt back into that 10, who is still holding off that fourth place position on back. I mean, it's fifth place position on back for that fourth spot. Mikey No Jr., Gabriel Ellison, Jonathan Swanson. You see two wide with Gabriel Ellison right now down the back straightaway. But I gotta say, for that 10 Wyatt bracket, doing an excellent job, Chris, here tonight on the Coda. Sorget, as it looks like he's got about a 20-second gap to your leader. As it looks like Aaron Smith's going to get through 16, come through 17, 18, and get it woed up for 19 here in just a moment. But it looks like right now, with about a 9-second, almost 10-second gap here for the stage, that's about a second a lap. This Aaron Smith machine has done an excellent job, and he is going to come home with his first stage win.
Yeah, so it looks like the 04 getting out, pulling a little bit of a lead between him and that 31 machine, probably having a little bit of tire issues.
This is the final lap. My bad. I was a lap ahead. My bad. I thought it was at 22. I forgot it was at the end of 23 going to 24. My bad.
All right, so now a battle for that second place position. Brandon Holder looks like he's starting to fall off a lot from that 04 machine. Probably a lot of tire wear woes. It looks like 31 driving it in there really hard through the S's, coming out of turn 6.
Made it stick, too. That's what you like to see, Chris. Digging now.
Yeah, that 31 machine now holding the brakes there until the last lap, as you see him getting in up into turns 10 here. About to come down the hill to turn 11, have to get on the brakes really hard, get around that corner and get down the straightaway to get into that hard braking zone to the left. That is turn 12. You see the 31 getting her slowed up here. Looks like he was gonna try to think about it, driving it really hard.
He's gonna be in the attack zone right here. If he just gets that little bit of draft to try to pull him up the toe into turn 12 here, he can try to make almost that same exact move. We'll see if the 31 has it, but I don't know if he's got that gap. You might see him peak for some clean air here, but I just don't think he's gonna get it stuck. Yeah, that 04 is still gonna stay out in the lead. The 31 only got a handful of turns here to get it done. As the 04 right now still out in the lead. As they get a, whoa, 31.
As I'm seeing a little bit of lag going on here on the stream. If you do see
Aaron
it lag a little bit, sorry about that. As the caution flag is out, Aaron Smith going to go ahead and pull across that finish line. Going to win that stage 2. You see Aaron Smith pulling across that finish line with that stage 2 win. Aaron Smith doing a good job holding on to that lead. Had about a 10-second gap on that 04 of Matthew Lee there at the end. As we'll let everybody get caught up here, and then we'll have a word with that 70 machine.
Yeah, see if that 70 machine is available for the stage interview, as we'll get him up here in the booth in just a moment. Yeah, I was gonna say, I didn't see him in Discord, but I just heard him say over driver radio, "Hey, I'm open in Discord. Just give me a second." There he is. All right, gonna go ahead and bring in Aaron Smith here in just 1 second, and we'll have an interview with that stage winner. Aaron Smith, Chris, and Josh up here in the booth. You got a copy, buddy?
Yeah, I've got you.
Hey, man, heard you had to pull up the Discord right there while driving. But, hey, you picked up the stage win, man. It seems like you've been able to do it all here tonight. And We saw that turn one mayhem. I pointed you out exactly before we got to that restart right there with the 11 up on there on old tires and everything that was going in. We were saying it was going to be some turn one mayhem, and you found the way through. You got the clean air. A 10-second gap there after that stage one run, or stage two run, excuse me. What you got set up for us here in the final stages? We're going to get going to pit road here in just a moment, but what you got set up for us here in the final stage? You think that 70 machines got what it's left in the tank to get the first victory of the season here tonight?
Yeah, I'd certainly hope so, but Matthew and Brandon are pretty fast on the long runs, so they'll definitely be pretty hard to beat, but hopefully it'll all go our way.
Well, man, you've been looking good here so far, hanging out early in stage one. You found the way, like we said, through in that turn one action right there, so good awareness from that 70 machine. Again, congratulations on picking up that stage win here at stage number 2, and Aaron, good luck in the rest of the race, man, and we'll hopefully be talking to you here afterwards.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, buddy. You have a good night and a good rest of your race. All right, and that was Aaron Smith, your stage winner. You heard that 70 say, just, yeah, gotta just kind of have to deal with that Matthew T. Lee machine. He's saying, oh, I know he's going to be fast. Know he's going to be fast. So we're going to see if that 70 of Aaron Smith has what it takes, man. Got a lot of fast race cars out there. Got Zach Nichols working his way back to the field, and I'm sure after this pit stop with that first pit stall advantage, Zach Nichols is going to make up just a little bit of track position here. I'm sure that's going to set him up for maybe some more track position on this restart. So good on Aaron Smith, and hey, we're about to get down pit road here in just a moment, and the real race here to set you up for this final stage, it's about to be underway.
You see the 70 pulling down pit lane now. Looks like everybody else going to go ahead and come with them as well. See Matthew Lee behind him. Brandon Holder in that 31 white bracket. Jonathan Swartz. Mikey Neal Jr. in that 25. Matthew Kemp pulling down. Yeah, it looks like pretty much the whole field right now. Dustin Slider also coming down. Doug Newbigging, Nicholas Noggle. Scott Fritz still trying to get caught up there just a little bit. Right now, everybody's coming down pit lane. Let's see who's going to win that race off pit lane. See the 07 getting those wheels jacked up. See Aaron Smith getting out first. Looks like Matthew Lee going to get out second. Wyatt Brackett going to pull out in that third spot. Possibly, yeah. Wyatt Brackett out in the third spot in front of Brandon Holder. So that's going to put him in that third spot. Wyatt Brackett, Brandon Holder going to pull out in fourth. Jonathan Swartz going to be in that top 5 with that 44 of Zach Nichols, who's moved his way all the way back up into that 6th spot. And you got Mikey Neal Jr. falling back to that 7th spot with Matt Kemp in 8th, Gabriel Ellison in 9th, Ryan Campbell in P10. Fender, Bender, Kender all the way up into 11th spot, up 12 spots. Adam Lancaster in that 88, up 2 spots in 12th. Jaden Kurtazi going to be in that 13th spot. Matt Grenier in 14th. Mo Abbott in 15th. Nicholas Noggle in 16th. Edward Shear in 17th. David Farmer in 19th position. Doug Newbigging in that 19th position. And then Scott Fritz in the 20th spot, rounding out your top 20. You got Dustin Slider in 21st, David Sheets in 22nd, Brian Terry 23rd, and then CJ Mason down pit lane right now. It looks like Frankie Barroso also down pit lane. Maybe that 12 machine out of the race. Doesn't look like he's on the track anymore. So that 12 machine of Frankie Barroso going ahead and pulling it to the hauler. Not really sure what happened with him. Maybe we'll see if we can find something out here.
As the pace light should be off this next time by, as that 06 did get the wave around that last time by. So this should be the one to green here in just a moment, and we'll get the field racked back up. We'll get you back to some green flag racing here, and exciting to see if we're going to see some turn one mayhem here. Everybody on the same set of tires.
As I was just seeing what happened with that 12 machine. Looks like he just pulled it off the track. Not really sure what happened with that 12 machine of Frankie Barroso. Do notice that it was also at lap 10, so oh, it looks like going up into turn 1, just getting her slowed up
Oh, he
there.
blew
Oh, he
it
blew
up.
it
He
up.
money shifted. Yeah.
Oh, he blew it up. Okay.
Makes sense. I saw the black smoke. Yeah, he money shifted.
Ooh. Just a hand grenade and a half.
Been there, done that, Frankie. That is one of the worst feelings when you're racing, man. All right, and as these guys are getting back around the track here, we'll get the 1 to green when they hit the stripe. And while we are waiting for that, we're going to throw you to another side-by-side here. And we'll be getting you right back to the action here in just a moment. So stretch and get everything you need and enjoy a word from our sponsors here.
All right, and we welcome you back from that LNS Custom side-by-side. As we're here, we got 15 laps to go, 14 once we come to the line. It's going to be 14 laps to the death between this 70 car of Aaron Smith II, Matthew Lee in that 04. So let's see how those two teammates decide to work together here on this restart. You got Wyatt Brackett, who came out in front of that 31 of Brandon Holder right now, currently sitting in that 3rd spot, who's going to be battling also for that position. So we'll see that 10 machine get up here and start battling it out for that beginning position. But it's going to be a very, very demanding time here going into turn 1. It's one of those things, like we were saying earlier, one of those things to watch out is watching the drivers get them locked up, getting her slowed up enough, because if you don't get it slowed up, you can miss that track or miss that turn, as you saw it happen earlier. So we're gonna have to watch these drivers going into turn 1.
And very exciting now what is going to happen between these leaders going into turn 1. I mean, we've seen some over ambitious maybe braking. I guess is the word you can call it. But as these guys get back to a restart here, not sure what to expect with these fresh tires. 14 laps to go when they hit the stripe. This is where the carnage starts, but we are going to take the time when we hit this stripe here on the restart to go ahead and throw it to an LNS Customs loud pedal. So if you want to go ahead and get those volumes turned up here, as you see the cars getting pulled out of turn 20 after that pace car, we will be going to an LNS Customs loud pedal. But yeah, just got to say, thank you to the YouTube and Facebook fans for sticking along with us here tonight, as we are going to get this LNS Customs loud pedal in here in just a moment, and we will go back to the action. You will not miss a thing. But as these cars get down the hill into turn 19, that iRacing pace car going to take that left after he gets our field through this turn 19 turn. And just like our drivers are about to do, they're going to get on that loud pedal, and so are we. So get those volumes cranked up, get the full screens going, and enjoy these beautiful sights and sounds with this loud pedal brought to you by LNS Customs as our field is getting ready to go green. So turn them up, and let's get racing, boys. oh man, if you just saw that 04 Matthew Lee, he is blocking that clean air to the inside lane right there. These boys are battling, and you saw a little bit of contact right there up the hill that last time. 34 locked it up, made a little bit of contact with the 70. They went too wide down the hill. I'm excited to see now if the 70 come and try to make just a very over-ambitious break work. It looked like the 44 just misjudged his braking zone. As out of 20 down the front straight, it looks like the 95 of Jonathan Swartz down pit road. Sounds like the 88 as well going to come down pit road of Adam Lancaster, but up the hill. That 44 peeking to the outside. The 04 still blocking that clean air on the inside lane. Is that 44 going to get a little bit loose across the curbing? As down in through turn 3. 44 just still peeking, letting him know he's there. Nichols saying, I'm here, Lee, I'm here. Let's go. As that 70 is going to roll his way up now through the S's. You see Wyatt Brackett still on an excellent run, Chris. That 10 machine of Wyatt in 4th. As he is doing an excellent job in that 10 machine here in 4th position is Matt Kemp. Sitting back in 5th where he started. That 54 definitely was in a good position on that restart to maybe make up some ground earlier on that second stage. But it came back to not work in his favor. And right now, he's making it back up, though, sitting in 5th where he started. He has fallen back as lowest as what I've seen. 10th, he could have been anywhere farther back there. But I want to say that's the lowest I saw him tonight.
Yeah, as you see right now, it's a drag race down that back straightaway going into turn 12. You see the 44 all over the back bumper of the 04. You saw going into turn 1 during that turn it up, that 44 getting into the back bumper of the 70. You saw the back that back quarter panel, that back right quarter panel getting really crinkled up there on that 70. So that's 44 missing that braking zone, but it doesn't look like it's really come into effect for that 70 machine. That 70 machine still on a really spirited tear here, trying to catch back up to that 44 Zach Nichols. But Matthew Lee right now having to hold off that 44 all over that back bumper.
I mean, I don't think he can get any closer than that through 18 down into 19. Matthew Lee was right, or excuse me, Zach Nichols was right on that back bumper. And you see all those drivers extending that runoff area as much as they can. Obviously not very strict track limits here. And here at lap number 30, as we'll have 10 to go this next time by, it's still going to be Matthew Lee out in the lead, but for how long can he hold off that fighting charge from the Code Red Mountain Dew 44 Ford Mustang that we do call the man, the myth, the beast, Zach Nichols, who has been on a spirited charge ever since his contact at the Stage 2 restart that he got from the rear bumper of the man that is in front of him, Matthew Lee. So, you know, it's like the 70 owes a rear shot to the 44, and the 44 owes a shot to the 04. So, you know, if the any of these boys are patient right now, they could all just probably make a good position of just off of how mad they are at each other.
Yeah, right now you see the 70s trying to tuck up back to that back bumper of the 44. Not able to really get back on that back bumper of that 44 Zach Nichols. Zach Nichols doing a really spirited, whoa, big check up there. 44 getting her slowed up quick. With the 70 all over the back bumper, that's going to allow the 04 to kind of start pulling away in front of that 44 just a little bit. But he's going to be able to hold on going down this straightaway into turn 12. We always say
this might give the Aaron Smith a move. I don't know. I don't think he's going to take it. He was close that he could have maybe tried to outbrake himself just a little bit. Use that 44 maybe as a little bit of a break, but don't think he's going to use that up yet. It seems like that 81 machine is coming down pit road.
Yeah, we see John Kinder falling back a couple of positions after that restart. He's down to 13th now, was as high as 11th. Now he's falling back to that 13th spot. He's got that 15 of McNair on that back bumper of his. You see him pulling up. You see John Kinder pulling up to the back bumper of the 25 of Michael Neal Jr. It looks like he's going to settle it in. 25 going to go ahead and pull through that corner. Zach Nichols down pit lane. Josh having a little bit of mic issues here as we're going on board here with that 04. Matthew Lee, Aaron Smith on that outside. Whoa, teammates going at each other.
Yeah, this is currently for the lead right now as Zach Nichols did come down pit road. Whoa! A little bit of looseness from Aaron Smith, but he is digging, Chris. He wants that lead, and he wants it now.
Yeah, Matthew Lee and that Aaron Smith and that Magic School Bus trying to pull himself up into that first position all over the back bumper of his teammate of Matthew Lee. Matthew Lee not giving him any room. Still trying to battle for that position. We've got 10 laps to go, like you said.
Lock up from the 04 wide. There goes the 70.
Gonna be a drag race down the back straightaway into turn 12.
He should have the run. The 70 just needs to squeeze over a little bit. I mean, that is his teammate. How clean is he willing to, or how dirty is he willing to really go up against his teammate? And there it is. You see the little bit of the squeeze. That is to force him, but it looks like the 04 just got the better drive down the straightaway. I for sure thought the 70 was going to have that.
Yeah, as it looks like Scott Fritz coming down pit lane right now, actually coming out of pit lane. Looks like Matt Kemp about 6 seconds back from that second place position. So Matt Kemp, look at him. He's starting to put the Jaws music on. Looks like he's trying to catch up to this 70 machine right now. Then behind him, that 77 of Gabriel Ellison up into fourth spot, up 4 positions. He's got that 80 of Ryan Campbell on his back bumper as well. So right now, Ryan Campbell on a spirited charge, up 6 positions. Yeah, Josh Abbey in the Facebook chat saying Matt Lee looking good. Yes, there he is. It looks like Aaron Smith coming down pit lane now. Teammate's going to separate. Whoa, it looks like the 70 sliding through pit lane there a little bit.
You know, if we were using the stripe right there, the first stripe, honestly, you could probably win the race if you were in second place by going into pit road. Because you'd hit the stripe before.
Huh. I do notice that.
I just noticed that. No, it's a random fact that probably didn't matter, but...
Yeah, Matthew Lee going to go ahead and stay out here with 9 laps to go. You see him pulling through turns 4, 5, and coming through turn 6 right now. He's got about a 8 3/4 gap on that 77 of Gabriel Ellison. Both teammates still out here in the lead, just separated now by Ryan Campbell. We've got that 70 of Aaron Smith, who's now out of the pits in that 4th spot. So you know Matthew Lee's going to have to come down pit lane. He's just trying to make up as much room as he can in between that 2nd and that 3rd place position. But Gabriel Ellison also going to have to come down pit lane. Right now, the closest one that has pitted to the lead is going to be that 70 of Aaron Smith. So he's going to be out in front of Zach Nichols, which is about 2.5 seconds, about 3 seconds now back from that 70 machine. So that 70 machine going to have to put on the burners here so that way he can pull away from that 44 once these guys up in front of him go down pit lane.
Yeah, Gabriel Ellison, Matthew Lee, and Ryan Campbell all yet to stop. Like you said, Chris, that Aaron Smith machine, if he just pushes, he should comfortably assume the lead here, but he's got Zach Nichols about 3 seconds back. We'll see if that 44 is going to have what it takes. He's on about 1 lap older tires here. But I don't think that should matter too much. Because look at that. John Kinder sitting in the 6. He still has yet to pit also. As well as Grenier, who is behind him, excuse me. And other than that, really, I'm just looking forward for that first or the top 3 to pit. I mean, it could be Aaron Smith, honestly. He's going to be out comfortably in the lead.
Yeah, as right now it's about a 9-second gap between that 1st and 2nd spot. You see the 10-second gap now as you see that 04 machine pulling it up into turn 1. Getting her slowed down. Gabriel Ellison coming down the front stretch right now, crossing over the F1 finish line, pulling into turn 1 himself right now. Getting her slowed down. We've only got 8 laps to go here, so if you're going to make any moves, this is going to be the time to make it. It looks like Zach Nichols pulling up to that back bumper of that 70 machine, only a second and 2/10 off now.
Big drive into one there from that Mountain Dew Code Red of Zach Nichols, as he's now going to be about 8/10. So we put about a couple tenths now. Just in turn one, about 4/10 turn one alone, as he's going to get through the S's here. Big drive up to that rear bumper of Aaron Smith. So this is going to be your battle for the lead if these 3 guys do pit. I mean, you could see some drivers really try to stretch you here. Almost 100% positive they shouldn't make it, but that could be wrong. I mean, we could see some guys who are on some excellent fuel saving win this race. Fuel mileage wins races sometimes. Is that 44? There he goes to the inside lane. As the 70 gonna try to maybe do a little bit of a crossover with the 44, just extending his braking so long, and he's still gonna clear that 70. So that should be your leader if these top 3 do decide to pit.
Yeah, as right now that 04 of Gabriel Ellison pulling around into turns 15, about to be pulling down the hill into 16. As it looks like he's got about now a 9 3/4 second gap on that second place position. And then back behind him is about a 10-second gap between him and Ryan Campbell. So there is about a 10-second gap between second and third place. And then Zach Nichols, who's about 4 and 1/10, now about 4 seconds now to that third place position. Looks like Matthew Lee coming down pit lane.
Yeah, as the 04 kind of just bit a little bit more than he could probably chew by staying out that long.
Josh,
6 laps to go.
As I'm getting word, the 44 has a 14X. So 4 more and he will get a drive-through penalty.
Uh-oh. Yeah, that ain't good. You got to stay clean. You have to not abuse those curbs. No off tracks. Nothing like that. That 44 is going to have to stay insanely clean if he wants to win this race. That is going to promote him to the lead with those 3 pitting. 4 pitting, actually. Aaron Smith in second, 2 seconds behind him. So that's all he's got to do is just really hope. Man, I hope that guy up there in front of me gets into trouble, because that would have to be his only option is right now is the way that Nichols is improving that lead, looking very strong. It's looking like it's going to be Zach Nichols unless iRacing off tracks say otherwise.
Yeah, I'm looking, getting word that the 54 of Matt Kemp, he's up to a 15 times, so he's only got 3 more off tracks before he gets a drive-through penalty. And then also getting word Kinder has 13, and then that 84 machine has 16, so 2 more for him.
You know, you can get it 2 times from just kissing somebody, so it'll be it's one of those things now. Not only are you fighting the racetrack, you're fighting track limits. Race control has told you, if you go over this amount more times, you are black flagged. You will have to come down and serve a penalty. 6 laps are not left in this race. We don't care. We're enforcing that. So Zach Nichols, he has to be on his heels right now. We'll see if that 44 is able to execute. I think he works good under pressure, though, Chris.
Yeah, the 44 doing a really good job out here in the lead, still hanging on to about a 4 and 2/10 second gap between him and that second place position. So he's starting to pull a little bit of distance between him and that Aaron Smith machine. But Matthew Lee about 12 seconds back from him, from that first position, about 6 3/4 seconds between him and that second place position. So got a little bit of ground that 04 to make up. But right now, on with 7 laps to go, you're gonna have to start getting into crunch time now. I'm getting word right now, Josh, that 80 of Ryan Campbell has a 0X. Yeah, not really like Josh just said. He said it's we shouldn't be saying that because you know how unlucky we are. We know Kinder's probably over there yelling that right now. Right now, the 44 is Zach Nichols, about 5 seconds out now. What were you gonna say, Josh?
I was just going to say this 44 is doing an excellent job, man. 4 seconds, 5 seconds now, man. Just 2 laps ago, he was behind Aaron Smith. Just a lap ago, he was making the pass for the lead. And here he is, 5 to go. This next time by, and is Zach Nichols back out in the lead. And look at that, Chris. Your top 3 is your original qualifying top 3. So it's kind of like a Monaco race.
I'm getting word that Zach Nichols could potentially cruise to a victory if he was just able to hold on to that almost 6-second lead now between that second place position. And if he can hold on and not get that 4X, you get a 2X just for bumping into somebody, like you said. So it's one of those things, you got to watch out for the car in front of you. You can't get into the back of him. As you see right now, it looks like that is the 06 of David Sheets. Looks like he's about to go a lap down, going wide into turn 12. Going to go ahead and surrender that position to the 44. So the 06 of David Sheets going to go ahead and put himself a lap down. The next car in front of him is that 13 of Brian Terry, who's a little bit further ahead of him, so still got a couple of turns to go before he catches up with him. But right now, Aaron Smith about 7 seconds back from that Zach Nichols machine. So going to have to start putting on the jets like we were saying. But that back end damage looks like it's slowing them down just a little bit.
Yeah, it looks like Aaron Smith, and he was saying it, Matthew Lee and co, they are fast. So it looks like here in just these final handful of laps, or, just a couple laps, that is. And so we'll hit the 5 to go stripe once Zach Nichols hits the stripe, which he already should have, I want to say. So, actually he's hitting the stripe now. So it's 5 to go. Zach Nichols, this is time to go. He's got a 7-second gap to Aaron Smith. What I was saying, it's almost surprising how much Aaron kind of fell off this run. And not that he necessarily fell off, it's just, he was the fastest car out in clean air when Zach Nichols wasn't up there. And Nichols worked his way back through the field. He's battled his way through a lot of cars. And, hey, that 44 machine's back out in the lead. And, man, I don't think there's anyone more deserving of it right now than that 44 machine with the trials and tribulations he's had to deal with tonight.
Yeah, Josh Abbey in the Facebook chat, he asked me, Nichols good on fuel? From what I've seen, I think he should be good. Normally they were able to get about 13 to 14 laps on fuel from what I heard from a couple of the drivers earlier that were talking about it. So it was about 10 laps ago that he did pit, so he should be good on fuel.
Yeah, I would assume all these drivers are roughly safe on fuel. Maybe if any of those guys pitted just a little bit earlier, we could be talking close now, but with the pit, as it looks like 04, Matthew Lee now making that pass on the 70. As there it goes, the 70 going to surrender second place. Just like the start of the race now, it's going to be that 70 chasing down Matthew T. Lee here.
Like we were saying, that 44 Zach Nichols out to about an 8-second gap now. So slowly, about every lap or so, pulling it out for, just a couple of seconds more. So that 44 doing a good job extending that lead. But yeah, it looks like that 04 going to go ahead and make that pass on that 70 machine, pulling it down into turns 15, into turn 16, down into the hill. Whoa, it looks like the 04 went a little wide there. It looks like he's going to get it collected up, pulling it down into turn 16, 17. Turns 18, that 04 doing a good job pulling it out. Turns 19, getting her slowed down. Whoa, it looks like he's going a little wide there. But nope, going to get it tucked in there. Pulling it down into turn 19, into that little straightaway, into turn 20. We've got 4 laps to go.
Yeah, 4 laps to go. Zach Nichols still out in the lead. 7 and 9/10. About an 8-second gap now almost. As he's going to stretch those legs into turn 1. He's got 4 laps to go, which is going to feel like it takes forever if you're inside that cockpit. About a 2 and a closer to that 22nd lap as the tires start to fall off. As you see him right now, still just kind of hanging out up here in the front. That Mountain Dew Code Red Ford Mustang worked his way back through the field, has had a little bit of adversity, pitted early, did a little bit of strategy, and now has found himself in the lead here when it matters. 4 to go at the Circuit of Americas, and Zach Nichols is the guy that he wants to be out, or excuse me, is the guy that you want to be out in the lead if you're a race car owner. I said that wrong.
Yeah, as right now, it looks like Matthew Lee's chipped that time down to that 44 machine. Now he's down to about a 1.5 second gap. But don't know if he's going to have enough time to pull it out, as right now it looks like he's only getting about half a second a lap. So that probably wouldn't be able to get him caught back up. But hey, anything can happen here. Zach Nichols could have a little bit of an issue, could go off track, get that drive-through penalty, and then it really shake everything up. But looks like Matthew Lee, like we said, about 7.5 seconds back from that 44 machine. Then you got Aaron Smith, the second, who is about 2 8/10 second back from that 04 machine. So trying to catch back up here with that 04 machine, but it looks like the 70 just having a little bit of tire issues. Then you see Matt Kemp, who's also having to battle that on-track bug, not having to go off track, so that way he doesn't have to serve a drive-through penalty. That 54 currently sitting in that 4th spot. Wyatt Brackett currently sitting in that 5th spot. Brian Terry going really wide. They're going to slow everybody up. You're going to see that 77, Gabriel Ellison, trying to work that inside on that 10 machine, but not going to be able to make anything work. Just going to fall in behind here as you see Brian Terry getting her slowed up back there, trying to get out of the way. But sometimes it's just, one of those things where you can't really help it.
Yeah, you can only go so far sometimes, but they made it through. They're all clean. As it looks like, Aaron Smith still going to be sitting in that 3rd spot. Now 3 seconds the gap to Matthew Lee, as Zach Nichols extending his gap up to 11 seconds on Aaron Smith, 7 6/10 to that Matthew Lee machine. So Zach Nichols right now with 3 laps to go. He is just putting that car on cruise control. He is trying to get this race car home in one piece. And man, this could be a good night for that 44 camp.
Yeah, Matthew Lee, about a 7 1/10 gap now between him and Zach Nichols. But it looks like Zach Nichols, like we were saying, he's collecting about half a second a lap. So Zach Nichols is being caught by Matthew Lee. But like we were saying, it's only about half a second a lap. So if you do that, if you do the math on that, it's going to take him about 10 laps to catch back up, and we've only got 3 to go.
Oh yeah, we've got a short time to do it, and a lot of guys that want to get a lot of positions made up here, but it's not enough time for some of these drivers. We'll see if any of those final positions are going to change hands here in these last couple laps. Right now, Zach Nichols, as he gets it through 17, around 18, and getting it, that's 15 definitely, and 16, I'm just seeing it from a completely different perspective, as that 04 coming through there as well. These boys get into that latter part of the half, sector 3 here, as they are going to try to just nurse these race cars home, as it has been one of those nights, I'm sure at COTA, that these boys are just thinking, man, I am ready to get this thing over with. It has been left, right, cranking on that wheel, pressing that brake pedal, I'm sure, with absolute precision all night. You're probably wanting to sit down, stretch out, and just say, woo, what a race.
Yeah, as you see Matthew Lee pulling it into turn 20 here down the backstretch. We've got 2 laps to go. So Zach Nichols, he's got about, like I said, a 7-second gap on that 04 machine. So if he can just stay and keep as you see the 44 getting really checked up there, it's going to open up the door to Matthew Lee. He's going to have about a half-second gap there. Going to be able to fill it in, but it looks like Zach Nichols is going to be able to get out of that turn and close up that gap just a little bit. But Matthew Lee coming down into turns 4, 5, and 6 for the second to last time here for tonight. You see Zach Nichols pulling out of turn 6. Also that 04 coming out of turn 6. You see that's the difference between him and that 70 machine of Aaron Smith. So he's got his teammate right behind him. But about a 1.5 seconds behind him is that 54 of Matthew Kemp. So can Matt Kemp do something to pull up into that 3rd spot? Or can Aaron Smith hold him off? He's only got 2 laps to do it. So if Matt Kemp's got anything, it's going to be now that he's going to have to do it.
Yeah, this will be the time for him to have to strike. It doesn't seem like he's going to have anywhere near the drive in here. He might lock it up. He's shooting it really hard in there. Nope. He's just going to run off that apex just a little. So still made the corner. but he's still going to be not in striking distance unless he just gives an absolutely insane break here into 12. Aaron Smith should hold this position here for this next turn.
Going back on board here with that 44 machine is Zach Nichols, who's got that gap out to a 6 and 8/10 gap. So like we were saying, Matthew Lee is starting to slowly catch him, but doesn't have enough time as he's going through turn 16 into 17, now into turns 18 for the second to last time. That 44 got that 08 up. Nicholas Noggle all over his front bumper. See the 08 getting her slowed up. 44 having to lock it up just a little bit. Able to make it through. You're going into turns 19, down the straightaway into turns 24. Second to last time. Now you're going to see that 08 wash a little wide there. White flag is out. Last lap here. Zach Nichols in the lead.
Yeah, Zach Nichols going to make his way through turn 1 for the last time tonight. You're going to see him get past that 08 up. Nicholas Noggle, the 04, Matthew Lee. You're going to roll it into 1 as well. These guys on the white flag lap. Aaron Smith third. And Chris, there it is. Look at Matt Kemp. Starting to peak. He wants that podium.
Yeah, let's see if Matt Kemp has anything to offer for that 70 machine right now. This is your closest battle on the track. The 70 machine still holding off that 54, but it looks like Matt Kemp's wanting to go. You see Zach Nichols coming down into turns 12. Matthew Lee right behind him, but Aaron Smith and that 54 looks like they are going to be battling it out here in just 1 second. It's going to be all comes down. It's going to come down to whoever breaks the best into turn 12. Turn 11 and turn 12.
This is going to be a braking zone for the 54. Does he have it? Doesn't look like he's going to extend it yet. He's going to get a deep drive in. Not going to over brake himself. Still get a decent drive in. He's going to be there right here for 12. Will the 70 try to block? That is my question. I don't know what is going through that 70's head right now, but he probably wants this podium more than anybody. He picked up the stage 2 win, and now he is under attack here for the final podium position on the last lap of the race. If it looks like out of 12, he is still going to hold the lead, as we've got 8 more turns until we get this track done. So it looks like Zach Nichols going to pull it out of 16. But too wide here. Through 16. The 54 going to stick it, going to set himself up for the inside lane.
54 going to make the pass on the outside. Let's see if the 70 has anything to do.
It's going to be the setup in 19. And Zach Nichols going to pick up the win, baby. As this is the battle out of 20. And it looks like Kemp is going to get him. Sideways, the 70, Matt Kemp going to pick up the final podium spot. But Zach Nichols going to take the win. Matthew Lee in second. And then it's going to be Matt Kemp rounding out your top 3. We'll get through your unofficial results here in just a moment. But big congratulations to that 44 of Zach Nichols. Picking up the win here at the Oorah 136. you get him up?
No.
Our results overlay is just wanting to go rogue right here, so we'll go ahead and call out your winner or your finishers here tonight, as it's going to be Zach Nichols picking up the win, Matthew Lee in second with Matt Kemp third, Aaron Smith going to be in fourth with Wyatt Brackett in fifth. Good run from Wyatt Brackett here tonight, as Gabriel Ellison going to finish sixth, Brandon Holder seventh, Ryan Gamble in eighth, David Farmer ninth, 10th going to go to John Kinder, 11th, Jaden Katashi, 12th to Matt Grenier, 13 going to go to Edward Shearer. Then that 14th spot going to go to Mikey Neal Jr., Scott Fritz 15th, Mo Abbott 16th, Doug Newbiggin going to finish 17th with Adam Lancaster in 18th. Nicholas Noggle going to finish in that 19th spot. As you see that 44 doing a big old burnout. As, Dustin Slider going to finish in that 20th. David Sheets 21st, Brian Terry 22nd, CJ Mason 23rd, Jonathan Swartz 24th, Frankie Barroso 25th. And he is going to round out your field here tonight, as it is going to be Zach Nichols picking up a well-deserved win here tonight at the URA 136 at the Circuit of Americas. And while we're waiting on these three drivers to get into the staging area, I actually have Matthew Lee just waiting on Zach Nichols and Matt Kemp. We'll get an interview with your drivers in just a moment, as it looks like Zach is actually ready. So here we go. They get these post-race interviews going and get a word from your top three. Zach Nichols, Chris, and Josh up in the Bluegrass booth. You got a copy, buddy?
Yep.
Man, oh man, right there at the end, we saw some last second moves. We saw you pick up a well-deserved win here tonight at COTA, I gotta say, man. You came back from a little bit of adversity, some contact in turn one at the stage 2 restart, I want to say. And, other than that Nichols machine took a little bit of an undercut there early. You set yourself back up here in a good track position for stage 3, and overall ran a darn good race at the end of it. Take us through that final restart, and Zach, congratulations on picking up the win here tonight.
Yeah, thank you. I knew they were probably going to make a mistake going into turn 1 on that final restart, so I kind of went in there a little slow. Sure enough, they went in there a little too fast and overdid it, and I was able to, I think, make up 2 or 3 spots there. Just kind of did the undercut on him in pit road, and it paid off.
Yeah, it paid off indeed. It seemed like you were able to get yourself just in that clean air you needed, or not even clean air, but just track position that you needed to improve right there. We saw that same issue all night going into turn 1, drivers getting wild, but Zach, you capitalized on it in a great way, man. And honestly, that 44 machine each week just looks faster and faster. It's starting to look scary out there for those boys, those Mountain Dew guys starting to pull up in some serious fashion. Is your teammate there, Matt Kemp, made the last lap pass to pick up the podium position. I'm sure you boys all pretty happy here tonight after how COTA went.
Yeah, Matt was going nuts when he said when he passed Aaron on the final 2 corners. He was going nuts in our team channel. But yeah, this race was fun. I didn't think I was gonna go to the back on stage 2, but I did because I thought we were gonna have to pit there, but we didn't have to, so that was kind of upsetting. But we were able to drive back through the field somehow.
Well, somehow, some way, that 44 machine made its way into victory lane. Zach, it was awesome to watch you, even through, the little bit of pit error there on stage 2, work your way back to the field. You did an excellent job out there. You passed a lot of good race cars, and you did an excellent job doing it. We know it's hard to, necessarily didn't have the cleanest race car with the rear damage at the end, but hey, you still walked away with a very clean nose, very clean race car, and at the end of the day, picked up that win. But Zach, if you've got any final words, thoughts, shout-outs, anything before we let you go here tonight, you're more than welcome to go ahead and throw them out there.
Yeah, I got my dad watching, so I'd like to thank him. You guys for broadcasting, my teammates, the league admins, Jason. I don't know who else puts it on, but I know Jason's one of them, so I'd like to thank them for putting it on.
Heck yeah, Zach. Well, we appreciate you, man. Always a pleasure to have you up here in the booth. And hey, congratulations on the win here tonight at COTA, back into your winning ways. And hopefully we'll be seeing some more of that 44 up here in the Bluegrass booth.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, man. Have a good night.
You too.
And that was Zach Nichols, that 44 machine. Going to go ahead and bring up that 04 of Matthew T. Lee. have a word with that second place finisher. Matthew, Lee, Chris, and Josh up in the booth. You got a copy?
Gotcha, guys.
Hey, man, you finished a. Ooh, excuse me. My voice is going out. I'm losing my voice from screaming so much, man, these past couple of races. But, Matthew, you looked solid tonight, man. You picked up just that one spot from where you qualified, finished in second, but we saw that pass on Aaron Smith there, I'd say on the third restart coming down the back straightaway. And it seemed like after that 04 machine just really hung out in that second place. I mean, you had the pace to run in the lead early. And it seemed like after that stage 2 contact, that 04 machine really didn't make its way back up to the front in that fashion it did earlier. Was it just a little bit of damage, or was it just these guys got a little bit more faster in those later stages that maybe you weren't too ready for it? But hey, either way, Matthew, great race. And yeah, just take us through those latter restarts right there. As it seemed like in stage 1, you might have had the car out there to beat.
Yeah, honestly, I felt good at the beginning of the stages and even in the lead, but behind trying to make up ground and get to Aaron and Zach there. I mean, geez, those guys are ridiculously fast, and I'm not much of a road guy, and what little bit of time I've spent road racing, to even be anywhere near those two, really want to apologize to Aaron for like that last restart there, man. I just smoked turn 1 and probably cost him a really good shot at the win.
Yeah, we did see that lock up into 1. I mean, hey, you guys were all battling for a hard man into 1 all night on those restarts. I mean, that's kind of the nature here at Coda, I feel like. So, things do happen. Matthew, you still had a good run here tonight, but hey, you picked up second place, man. After all the things that could have went wrong here tonight going into turn 1, like we've seen over the week, I feel like you boys did an excellent job here at handling the track, and very, very impressed with the racing we got from the Cub guys tonight. But Matthew, if you've got any final words, thoughts, shout outs, anything you want to throw out there about the race or anything like that before we let you go here tonight, you're more than welcome to go ahead and throw those words out.
Yeah, I really just got to thank all the guys at Martin Sports. Anyone looking for some sim racing gloves, jerseys, anything like that, check them out at martinsports906.com. Guys, Shenandoah Shine, McConey Setup Shop, all the guys at Lunatic Racing, you guys for putting this on. Man, this is a tough group of guys to race with week in, week out, and it's definitely puts you to the test.
Heck yeah, man. It seems like it. I would hate to be the guy behind the driver's seat every time, having to go out here and deal with the boys on the track like you guys are. But hey, Matthew, it's pushing you. I feel like to be the best driver you can be, and hey, that's one show I'm excited to see. You boys are putting on one hell of a show for us up here in the booth, and I just got to say big thank you for this interview. And hey, we'll hopefully be talking to Matthew Lee and that 04 Toyota Camry more up here in the Bluegrass booth in the future.
Thanks, guys.
Yes, thank you, man. All right, and that was Matt Lee, your second place finisher. Gonna go ahead and bring up Matt Kemp, that 54 machine, and have a word with your third place finisher. Matt Kemp, Chris and Josh up in the booth. You got a copy?
I got you guys.
Man, oh man. I heard you were getting hyped up in the Discord because that turn 20 right there, last lap pass on that Aaron Smith machine. I know that's got to feel good getting that last lap pass there for that podium position. And, Matt, it seemed like early, let's take a step back before, for a second, but it seemed like early you had the car to beat, and or not even the car to beat, but a car that could go up there and contend for the win. I mean, in one of those stage 2 restarts, you got off to a great start. It seemed like everybody got in that big kerfuffle in turn 1, and it kind of was just battling back from that all the way up until we saw that last lap pass right there in the last turn. Matt, take us through that run, man. That was awesome. And hey, hell yeah, congratulations on picking up that third place.
Oh, thanks. I am no road racer, so I was expecting. I was like, best case scenario today, I'm thinking top 5 maybe. So I think I ended up qualifying. I can't remember where I qualified. I think 5th or so, but yeah, that's stage 1 went pretty good. Then stage 2, man, that was just wild. I got pretty well used up and just kind of was in the terrible spot everywhere I went. It seemed like from the drop, so I was like, oh dang. But yeah, I got pretty lucky with being able to get back to Aaron there. I don't know if he just didn't take tires or well, I assume he just didn't take tires there, but that was a full send of a strategy. But yeah, I couldn't believe I got him there on the last lap.
Yeah, it was one of those. It was probably one of the more like exciting moments right there on the last lap, man. I mean, You were digging that whole time. We kept saying you're gonna get there. It's just a matter of time before you get the pass. We saw so many times we thought you were gonna set up into 11, maybe 12 after the straightaway, but other than that, man, you set him up in the spot I think everybody least expect. Turn 20. That's a turn that by yourself is a hard turn to get through, too wide. That's a different story. And Matt, you set him up in the right spot. I think you caught him off guard. And overall, man, you drove one heck of a race in that 54, battling through all the adversity. But if you've got any final words, thoughts, shout outs, anything before we let you get going here tonight, you're more than welcome to go ahead and throw them out there, and we'll let you get wrapped up and going on here.
Yeah, no, I think I was just as surprised as everyone else there when I got to his outside going into that left-hander. I was like, oh, all right, well I'm here now, so we'll see if I can keep her up here. But yeah, still, and I couldn't believe that, and I can't even believe it. I still can't believe I'm talking to you guys right now, honestly. With the way that stage 2 went, I was like, oh yeah, it's over, man. So yeah, no, I can't thank everybody at the league enough for putting this on. It's a ton of fun every week, and I'm going to be very excited to get back to the Oval next week. So can't thank you guys enough for what you do with the broadcast. You guys do a great job, and yeah, looking forward to next week. Heck yeah.
Heck yeah, man! Looking forward to all you guys out there next week. You know, I always say it's the Mountain Dew cars each week. You got to look out for. You boys are wicked fast. You don't know which one it's gonna be. So, you know, Matt, it's a big congratulations again from us up here. We know you said you ain't the big road course guy, but hell, you might be out there picking up a little bit more of those road course starts. You might make something out of it. But we'll let you get going here tonight, Matt. And hey, we'll hopefully be talking to you next week once we get back to the ovals. I know that's a lot of your guys better playing grounds, and they'll probably want to get the hell out of here. But hey, we'll let you get going here tonight and celebrate that P3, man. And hey, don't I don't even know what I was about to say, but hey, we'll be talking to you later, buddy.
Thanks, guys. I appreciate it.
You too, man. Sorry, I completely don't know why I brain farted in that last word right there. I was about to say to him, completely forgot what I was gonna say, and first words just came out. But either way, this has been a fun race, man. I mean, hey, we've had a great week here at COTA. First time on the Bluegrass schedule. It'll be one of those races that it's going to be a lot of drivers probably saying, please, let's not go back there. And then other drivers going, oh, dude, I want to go back there. Please, let's go back there. So we'll see. Either way, I had an enjoyable time with all the Bluegrass guys here in this 3-day stay here in the virtual Austin, Texas at the Circuit of Americas, one of the favorite tracks here in the North American circuit on the road courses. And I can't say enough about what the Bluegrass guys did this week. Just an awesome job, awesome racing, and really good overall just talent out on the track this season. Very excited to get back to those ovals next week. Chris, do you have any final thoughts before we let the fans get going tonight?
Yeah, just a big shout out to the Bluegrass guys. You know, everybody in the background that does everything that they do. You know, we really appreciate all the help and everything that everybody gives us. You know, it's definitely a lot of fun to be here in this Bluegrass series. Big shout out to Zach Nichols, you know, Matt Lee and Matt Kemp on getting that 1, 2, and 3. And, you know, like he said, we're going back to Auto Club next week, so it's going to be a lot of fun. Multi-groove racing, trucks, Xfinity, and Cup cars. Oh, it's going to be a lot of fun next week. I can't wait. And then just a big shout out to all the sponsors, LNS Customs, ButtKicker, Kinder Performance Group, and Rims One. Just a big shout out to them for being a part of this.
It's got to echo everything Chris said. I'm excited to get back to the Oval at Auto Club next week. Other than that, it's going to be a big thank you from Chris and Josh up here in the Bluegrass booth. If you're on that YouTube, make sure to hit the subscribe button, turn on that notification bell. If you're on Facebook, hit the like button and share out the stream to your friends. Let them know what is going on over here on Bluegrass and the awesome racing package these boys are delivering. Other than that, got to say, this is going to be Chris and Josh signing off for the week. We will be seeing you Monday for the Truck Series at Auto Club.